Hey, good evening, people. Hope you're having a good start to the week. Doing a little bit of an experiment tonight. It's been a while since I've been on this late or this early for some people. Not sure how it's gonna go. We'll see. I was up anyway. Figured I might as well jump on, talk to whoever's about. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good evening, a good start to the week. Hey Jesse, what's good, man? As of yet, it's not been confirmed, but it's looking very much that way. Anyone who's been part of court proceedings before, not that I can say I've been through it myself, but I certainly know people who have. There's not going to be a quick end to this either way. I would strongly suggest, from what we've heard and what we've seen so far, which isn't that much, that we're not going to see Ilia Topuria again in 2026, which means he's very, very likely to vacate. If not in the immediate future, then certainly moving forward. The interim title suddenly makes a lot of sense. So the controversy essentially is the allegations have been made. It looks like his wife is going down the domestic violence route, and there's certainly going to be some kind of custody battle. It might be a case of her trying to get him stitched up or sent to the old clinker on domestic violence charges. Now, it could just be a tactic to obviously make sure that she's facilitating payment or some kind of, like, I don't know. How's your day? It's been all right, man. It's been a bit of a shaky day at work, but it's all good. I'm happy to be on. I don't know what happened, but it's her fault. It's a crazy one. I think what Autist is saying here is probably the most important thing. Like, I think that the children are the ones who are ultimately going to pay the price here, regardless of what happens. It's going to be messy for them. Like I said, as a father myself, that's the worst thing. I think whenever two people that have been married take it to this level, there's obviously irreconcilable differences, and some serious allegations being thrown out there, because usually things are taken, or kept behind closed doors, put it that way. You kind of amicably, I mean, I don't know when this happens, to be honest, but certainly involving the courts and whatnot, and people being arrested and all that kind of shit. It's not looking good for Ilia, I'll put it this way. One way or another, he's got a long, arduous legal battle ahead, and I'd honestly be surprised if we see him again in 2026. Free Ilia, let him knock on Islam while on parole. The thing is, I don't think he's going to see jail time or anything like that. Usually in these domestic violence cases, it's usually a case of he said, she said. So I don't think he's going to see any jail time or anything like that. I think the implication here is whether or not he's going to retain custody of his kids and how much she fleeces him for money. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I don't know why people make these kind of things public. I don't think when you're a public figure, unfortunately, narratives and stuff then become out of your control. So I would say that there was a narrative being spun. There was something that was going to come out about it, and he's probably just getting ahead of the story in that regard, which is probably a smart, wise thing to do. You sway public opinion a little bit. Yo, post prison Ilia would destroy Islam. Imagine that guy in the gym with nothing but his thoughts, or that guy in lockup with nothing but his thoughts. Batting off, getting fucked in the ass. I imagine he'd be a monster getting out of there. But no, I honestly say, but judging on what the situation is, I would probably say that by the looks of it, there's going to be no jail time. This is more about like a custody financial battle that's going to be taking place. What up, Frank? No idea. I don't follow any of these fuckhead fighters on social media. I just watch them fight. That's probably the best way to go about things, to be fair. I think the reason why this has come under my attention is mostly because It's more the fact that he's obviously a current title holder, and the likelihood from all this is that we're probably not going to see him again for a long time. Post prison Ilia may just convert to Islam. I don't see him doing that. Put it this way, I don't see him going that far. It's like Napoleon returning from Elba. Oh God. I think there's two things that I take from this situation. Obviously, the fact that we're not going to see him for a long time. If we see him in 2026, I'd be genuinely shocked. But also, as well, as like I said, a father myself, it's just a shame from that perspective, that it's come to this level. How you doing, Anakin? What's good, man? Good to see you out and about again. I haven't seen you in the streams for a little bit. Obviously, saw you on the last one, but it's been a while since you've been active in the chat. So welcome back, bro. Good to have you here as always. Yeah, so obviously this stream isn't entirely about that. Obviously, you people know how I feel about women in general. I think they're evil fucking monsters, generally. A species that I have tried hard to understand. God, no, I've done the field research. You know what I'm saying? However, still continues to baffle me how fucking disgusting they can be. Obviously, there's not much we know about this situation, but a year ago they seemed like they had the perfect little family. To be honest, yeah, that's always a bit of a giveaway. Whenever anybody looks too perfect in the public domain, there's usually something going on. So that to me is always a red flag. I think when you see little cracks here and there, it looks better. As crazy as that sounds. Whenever somebody tries to appear too perfect in public, there's usually some shit going on underneath the surface. What do you think of Ilia wanting to go to boxing? I honestly think he's done. I wouldn't say he's done. Like I said, with domestic case charges like this, it very rarely results in prison time or anything like that, unless there's some severe beatings going on. But I can say with almost certainty, he's going to vacate the belt. We're not going to see him in 2026. And it's going to be messy for him. It's going to affect his career in some way, shape, or form, certainly in the short term. And that's a shame on every front, to be honest. But those are more the things that I'm going to focus on, because obviously there's very little evidence so far. I think obviously she hasn't come out and said too much. There's been no evidence that he's been battering her about a place that he seems to be very adamant that he has evidence on his side, which is good if you're an Ilia Topuria fan. I'm predicting an Ilia versus Conor boxing match in 2027. Do you know what? Yeah, that's not too far out of the realms of possibility. Because if you put them both in a situation where they're, I don't know, in a sport where they're not both too experienced in it, it certainly makes it more potentially competitive on paper, because we know what Ilia does to Conor McGregor in an actual cage. How you doing, Wesley? What's good, man? Ilia versus Crawford would be fire. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Crawford would beat the shit out of him. And I love Ilia Topuria. He's got decent hands and whatnot, but in a boxing match, Crawford would do nasty, nasty things to him. I say Conor for USA presidency. I mean, you might as well go in that direction at this point. I mean, anyone's a candidate for USA presidency at this point. Anyone could get to the top, given the people you've had in charge over the last couple of decades. Anyone can throw their hat in their ring and have a chance with the right media machine behind them, Crawford would butt fuck Ilia respectfully. Yeah, respectfully. He'd make love to that ass. Do you know what I mean? Too many pussies running for office. Well, you have to be a certain type to get to that level, don't you? There has to be a certain degree of evil in your history to get to that stage. So that's certainly a thing, I think as soon as anybody runs for president, I automatically think, what fucking skeletons have you got in your closet? Does Conor even return for the White House card? I'm tired of waiting for him. Nah, Conor McGregor's never coming back. He's done as a foyer. He got married recently, which is kind of funny to me. She's got no self-respect, but what do we expect? She's tying down that bag. Respect to her. Fucking love you, bro. I've had a day. I'm entangled. You're entangled. You know what entanglements usually mean, yeah? That's a very specific term to use. But how you doing, bro? Last true president of the USA president was JFK. Yeah, he was just throwing dick a little bit around. That's it. And we can't blame him for that. I mean, when you're that powerful, man, the very least of your indiscretion should be throwing some penis around, you know. How you doing, Nordic Metals? Was good, bro. The tech dorks in our country are pushing JD Vance for 2028. I've heard of that person. Don't know too much about them. I don't really give a fuck about American politics, to be honest. I always snigger from a distance. Kanye wanted to run for president one time, that failed. Yeah, there's having a black guy as president, and then there's having, let's face it, Barack was never really a black guy. But a real black guy as president, never gonna happen. Yeah, being Joe Shill is a requirement to be pres. 100%. You've got to have you got to have touched the child or something at some point. There's got to have been some shit in your background for that to happen. Good morning, Frank. Middle of the night stream. Yeah, so I had a really long day at work, got home, went to sleep. I woke up. I woke up really, really like middle of the night, 2 a.m. So I thought, you know what, fuck it. I'll just jump on with the boys, see who's up, see who's about, see if this is a good time to go on as well. You know, a little bit of an experiment. We'll see how it goes. But how you doing, Lane? Hope you're well. He's our vice president. I knew I heard his name somewhere. I'm not really too much involved in what's going on in USA politics because it doesn't really bother me that much. You know, it is what it is. Did you see the stuff with Erica Kirk and Candace Owens going on? I did not. Kindly inform me. Like I said, I'm not that much entrenched. Dwayne Johnson could run in the future for presidency. Yeah, he might do all right, you know. He might do all right. I mean, he's a Samoan, so it doesn't really count as a black man. So he might have a chance. He's a little bit diluted, you know. So I reckon he could pull in those white people as well. What do you mean you're entangled? How you doing, Tone? What's good, man? We was president in shit. Yeah, you're pushing it right now. But yeah, it's good to be here. I'm like I said, this is more a little bit of a channel experiment. Seeing how things do, seeing who turns up and whatnot. I want to try and experiment with the times a little bit more. Especially with I've got 2 weeks of holiday coming up at the end of this week. So I can kind of get a little bit more creative with what times I jump on, you know. But all in all, it's just a very unfortunate situation. Whenever two people that have kids, it's much easier, obviously, when there's no kids involved. The reason why I smell a little bit of a rat on this one is because obviously there's a lot of money to be had on her side or to be claimed on her side in like a straight split, money split, and in obviously custody and in getting child support. So there's a lot of incentive on her side to glaze things up, or put it that way. Erica Kirk was mad at Owens because of Candace making conspiracy theories about the Charlie Kirk incident. Then Owens questioned the Turning Point group, which Erica runs now. Interesting. I mean, we're never obviously going to find out what fully happened with the Charlie Kirk situation, but entanglement, not something to speak on in it. But you brought it up. It's not like I said, hey, Westy, how's it going, man? Any entanglements lately? You fucking brought it up, son. Now they apparently squashed the beef, apparently in a meeting they had. Grand opening, grand closing straight away. Yeah, fair enough. Frankie is experimenting with the boys. Shake my head. Whoa, whoa. Experimenting with the stream times. I don't experiment with no boys. I've never done that kind of experimentation because I know when you touch an open flame, you get burned. Probably not the best analogy, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyway, like I said, good to be here. As always, the forum is open. We can talk about whatever the fuck you guys want to talk about. I figured I wanted to get some early thoughts about the Ilia situation now. And like I said, the main things that come from it for me are just obviously the fact we're not going to be seeing Ilia for a bit. And that there's definitely something stinky going on. And that I hate women. Let's go, boys. Let's fucking go. Oh, B7, that hurts my soul. That hurts my soul. But yeah, obviously we've got 6 weeks of like nothing MMA related going on. So this channel is going to get out of pocket real fast. If you thought things were bad before, you ain't seen nothing yet. Everything under the sun is going to be open for discussion. I want to die already. Oh, You see, you can't be throwing out little nuggets of information like that, and then it's like you're being coy at this point. It's like walking up to somebody and going, "Hey, bro, some mad shit's going on," and then they go, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" And they go, "Can't really tell you, man." And then you start weeping in front of them. If AJ doesn't KO Jake Paul, it's rigged. I'm seeing two ways of this going. Either AJ tortures him for 8 rounds and beats him up, humiliates him for 8 rounds, or he just knocks his ass out in the first round. If I don't see either of those things, it's definitely rigged. This is one for the boys. When isn't it? But fortunately, you're one of the boys. You look like a colonizer for real. I'm Irish, bro. I was part of the colonized. You know when the white people were experimenting and then they turned on their own? Yeah, we were one of the ones that got experimented on and butt fucked first, unfortunately. But we kept the receipts and we're ready to come. West, don't say that. Yeah, West, don't say that. Don't say that. You seem, all jokes aside, you seem very, very distressed. So either we can talk about it without you giving away too many details, or I can just wish you and hope for the best, man. Shout out Ireland. Yeah, shout out to the Irish, man. The amount of butt fuckings we've had to deal with over the years has been embarrassing, hurtful, humiliating. Let's hear it for the boys. Let's hear it for the boys. Damn Tone, I'm in bed now. Man, you've been fucked up, yeah. It's not too late for you at the moment, is it? I assume you've been working today. Is that like is that possible? I don't know. I'm not sure about your Monday schedule, but I hope you're doing all right over there and that things are well. That's all I can say, really. Because obviously, with very little information to go on. Let's hear it for the Twinks. Yeah, let's shout out the Twinks while we're here. Why not? I am not a twink. Final prediction for Jake Joshua. How you doing, bro? Um, I think we're gonna see murder live on TV. I smell a rat about it though, because Jake's not the stupidest guy. He's not the stupidest guy out here. So there must be some kind of agreement in place for all the talk that Anthony Joshua was giving it. There's no way Jake is dumb enough to get in there with without some kind. Nobody's that delusional. No chance. No work today. Monday off. So not sure what you've been up to today, but do you have Andrew Tate or Chase Demore? Have you seen Chase Demore fight, bro? He is literally the shittest. I honestly think there are. I don't know, man. He's awful. It's literally the poor. Andrew Tate picked him very, very specifically. Andrew Tate's gonna beat him up, and if he doesn't, it's really, really embarrassing. He's got no cardio, no technique, no brain. He's got nothing tangible that tells me that he should be in a boxing ring. He's gonna get beaten up. Andrew Tate, for all the people that talk, he's got a kickboxing background. He's been training for years. I think he fucks him up. How you doing? How you doing, Shama? What's good, man? What hour in London time is it? It is 3:40 in the morning. So I'm gonna hang around here for an hour or so, something like that. Then I'm gonna play a few video games or a specific video game, and then I'm gonna take my ass to work. Chase swings like he's at a bar. You could probably beat him. I could definitely beat him. I think if you've got any kind of fucking, I mean, he's a big dude, so I definitely couldn't. But there is no tangible skill there whatsoever. Frankie, I'm gonna get a Bernese Mountain Dog. They are so cute and sweet. That's I don't know, man. You don't want to be a single gay dude and own a dog. You're live a little late, mate. Restream link. Yeah, I'm live at the moment. I'm just doing a little experimentation because I got home from work, slept really, really early. So I thought, why the fuck not? I also heard Tony Ferguson on that Tate card. I hope he wins again. Who's he fighting? Have there been any confirmation about that? But yeah, I am a little late. I'm not going to be here for too long. Like I said, this is just a little bit of an experimentation. 3:30 the card start or the main event. I would say it will be the card. I don't think the actual fight will be on until 7, 8, 9 p.m., something like later than that, even 10 p.m. UK time. I would assume. Why not? You need to secure yourself a piece of ass first before you start getting a dog. And the reason why I say that always, yeah, if you have aspirations, yeah, of having a relationship, having the dog beforehand can be a real deal breaker. You know, some people don't really like living with animals. So I think you should secure your own situation before getting a pet involved. Tony is fighting the Warren Spencer guy that got subbed by Dennis. Oh, Tony should handle that guy real easily. That guy is dog shit, but he's at least he's a striker. So Tony Ferguson looked great because I mean I know people don't know who Salt Pappy is. Salt Pappy at least has some technique and has some hands. And for Tony Ferguson to go in there with a young guy like that and beat the fuck out of him, I have cats. Yeah, but are you married though? Do you have like a it's kind of different if you've got someone living with you already. I personally think you should sort out the human element of your household before you start introducing pets. Nobody should be single and have pets up in their house. Tony has to retire. I don't think he necessarily needs to. If you put him in there with some low level competition, Tony can handle business. He's still tough as fuck. There's some money to be made. He doesn't have to worry about CTE because his brain's already fucked. Might as well make some money. He's going to end up fucked in about 5 years anyway. He might as well get himself a nice retirement home. No, I'm not married too early for me. I would honestly say this is my advice as somebody who's, an adult. And that's what I'm saying. I know Autist agrees with me. Don't be bringing fucking pets into your household. I wouldn't be bringing pets into my household, period. But I understand that you people have a little bit of a kink for animals. Not in that way. I cancelled Disney Plus because of that. I'm not gonna lie. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing, Josie Muddin SK? What's good, bro? Hope you're having a good day. He's too tough for his own good. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The damage has been done. He already brain damaged. He might as well go all in. Make sure he's got some extra cushy pillows at that fucking home he's gonna be living at. Because no disrespect, he's already fucked up. Make sure he's got those extra fluffy pillows. He's definitely fucked. Thoughts on the Disney Dave Filoni ruining Star Wars? It's a good question for Anakin, for sure. I'll be honest with you, man. I was only a fan of like the old trilogy, the original. I think it's pretty much been downhill from there. I don't think there's been very, very many good Star Wars projects in general after that. Where are you from? I'm from Ireland, but I grew up in the UK. I grew up in London, Southwest London, to be specific. He'll go all in. Might as well, bro. If I was him, I would pick his fights very carefully. Fight some influencers who ain't really got it that he can out tough. Get a couple fights under his belt and just make that bag. He can probably get out of a couple million and then be done. Thoughts on the terror attack in Australia? I haven't really seen too much about it, but obviously it sounds disgraceful. I heard there was that guy who pulled up and saved the day. And by save the day, obviously, he prevented more people from being killed. Apparently, it was something that was being warned for a while. So you're from Iran. Shout out to you, bro. One of my first girls was an Iranian girl. She was down. Shout out to you. You probably find that really disrespectful, but Iranian women are quite good looking. So shout out to the Iranians. But yeah, thoughts on the terror attack. Obviously, it's a disgrace, man. Kerry, how you doing, bro? You're working in the shop. What are you working on at the moment? I hope you're well, bro. Like I said, this is a very unusual one for me. It's not something I usually do. I don't usually go on this late. But in order for the channel to grow and to continue to develop, we need to experiment from time to time. Experiment in the right ways. Definitely not with bumholes. Sorry about the Iranian women comment. I just can't help myself sometimes. It's true stories. True stories. But yeah, good to see you, Kerry. I hope you're having a good day. Watching SW Rebels when it came out was so fun. I hate that they had to ruin that story. If you let something if you let something run long enough, they ruin everything, mate. It's just the nature of the business. Sometimes you should just make your money and let things go. But unfortunately, Hollywood is devoid of ideas. It's devoid of anything meaningful. So this is what happens. When money becomes the central focus, there's only one way it's gonna go. You know? But the thing is, yeah, I'm while I think the industry's been fucked for a couple decades, we still get some good shit every now and then. There's still good TV. I think the good thing that's come out of it is there's like a lot of good TV shows that come out these days. So if you're somebody who's that way inclined to enjoy your entertainment, you still got a lot of things you can enjoy, and that's just how it be. But yeah, like I said, we'll hang around for about. I'm saying probably a full hour will probably be the extent of it. I'm probably gonna get a little bit of work done late, prepare for tomorrow. I've only got 4 days left of work, and I've got a nice juicy 2 weeks off, which I'm really looking forward to. Where I'm probably gonna do fuck all, bugger all, nothing as well. Yeah, yeah. But thanks to all of you for pitching up anyway. As always, it's appreciated. To be honest, it's hard for me to watch any TV shows, movies nowadays. I tend to watch things when I'm like, if I'm like traveling somewhere. So I've got like a half-hour commute to work every day, there and back. So that's an hour. And then I might watch something when I'm in bed in the evenings before I go to bed. That's about it. I don't sit there in the middle of the day watching stuff because there's just no time. It's the same with video games as well. If I get like pockets of windows where I can do stuff, I'll jump on it. But generally, there's just no time, man. Once you're an adult and you got work and you got family and all that kind of shit, there's nothing wrong with watching there's nothing wrong with watching the same shows over and over and over again. I go back to the classics, and that's the good thing about having a shit memory. Give it a year or two, and I forgot. Your hair is going in 3 different directions. No grooming, mate. I never groom when I come on here. Blumpkin Enjoyer, thank you for the update, mate. I really needed that. Thank you. Just for you, your hair is going in 3 different. It's unfixable at this point. I'll be right. I know. I was trying to fix it since the start of the stream, but you guys are under the illusion that I set a stream up and then I get the fit prepared. I do my hair. Nah, mate. None of you lot don't get that kind of respect. This ain't a date. I don't care what my appearance is. Basically, it's however things happen to fall at the time. Sometimes your boy looks respectable. Sometimes I look like a train wreck. You know, it's literally a lottery at this point. You know how these things can be. And you can see by the sleep in my eye, I'm still half cocked, but it is what it is. Nakey Frankie, I really detest you for pointing out that rhyme. You cunt. You need a girlfriend or a boyfriend by the sounds of it. Don't be coming here to get your rocks off, you sick fuck. Yeah. We want naked. That's Thursday. You come on the wrong day. All right, mate, chill. Yeah, yeah, chill. I probably should have said that from the start rather than giving you any kind of window for encouragement. But I appreciate the likes, by the way. I'm assuming that everyone in here has thrown up some likes because it's pretty much a nice quiet evening, which could work out quite well. If you could go back in time and change anything about your life, would you? Nah, not really, man. Not really. Not at all. Like I said, I've done everything in my life that I was hoping to achieve. I had kids early, got kind of tied down pretty early. I've traveled everywhere. I'm in the job that I want to be in. You know, I think the only thing I would change is probably my relationship with my father, because we had a falling out before he died, which is obviously something that I can't take back. Um, but there was acrimonious things going on both sides, so it's very difficult to know what. I probably could have just been a bit more humble in that situation. Did you hear about Musical's World Cup game? You got Mexico and South Africa. World Cup game? What do you mean? I got Mexico and South Africa. I'm going to need more information on that one. What is that about? Mexico and South Africa. I saw that Musical was streaming just before I came on. I'm not sure if he's still on now. I'm assuming that he might be. But I haven't heard anything about it. I talk to Musical every now and then, like we exchange text messages and whatnot. But is Alex Pereira not going to be in the White House? I've been hearing that recently as well. I'm not sure what the exact reasonings are. The White House things, it's more of a thing of I'm gonna believe it when I see it. I mean, I'm sure that it goes down, but to the extent that they get it to be what they want it to be, I don't know. I'm sure people are going to be lining up to want to do it, but for some reason, man, your messages are coming weird. Is Alex Pereira not going to be in? I don't know how you're changing your name so often. He posted a tweet. Interesting. What did the tweet say? You got England and Algeria. What's the whole thing behind this World Cup game thing? What are we talking about here? Because I am learning about this for the first time. Invite Giuliano and ask about live betting. It was too brief last time. Oh my god! You know what's fucked up here, Leandro? We were still arguing about that for another 2 hours. Real talk. We were still going back and forth on WhatsApp for another 2 hours after that. I blame myself. I shouldn't indulge him. Way too much speculation. Hello, how you doing? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I mean, why would I? Hope you're well. Thanks for reminding me, Frankie. I've had some problems with my pops too, but I would hate myself eternally. Shama, I would honestly say, yeah, whatever you do in that's the one regret in life that I do have. Make sure that under no circumstances is it do things end acrimoniously on your terms. Do the very best you can. I don't know anything about your pops, but if he's still going to carry on being a cunt, you know, you got Switzerland and Korea. What the hell's going on? I need more information. You saying you got a team would make sense to me, but individual games, what's going on? Is that the guy from the panel? You Giuliano, yeah. Why y'all got two countries to do? I think it's for a game, by the sounds of it. She's on in the shower cleaning her dirty face. Her dirty face. What have you been doing, sir? Do you know, don't tell me. I don't want to know. It's too late and too early for that shit. The wobbly wheel gets the grease. How you doing, Yuri? What's good, man? Yeah, I got a lot of that stream yesterday went on for about 3 hours longer than it should have done. This is the thing, yeah. When I get into like little disagreements with Giuliano, time tends to lapse in a very strange way, and before I know it, time has disappeared, and not in a good way, not in a good and or fun way. To be honest, you could probably watch just 20 minutes of it, and then just like any other stream that I have with him, it just goes round and round and round in circles where I make the same points, they don't get answered, we go off on a tangent, and then it's long. But like I said, I mean, it's something I don't think will ever be resolved. Frankie is the Marab of live streaming. I used to be, man. There was a stretch of like 3 or 4 months when I was doing a little bit more, but you're on late as ever. Wow. Yeah, no, I when I got back from work, everyone who was on the live stream yesterday, I was on until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I ended up not going to sleep. So I just went to work and powered my way through. But then when I got home, spent a little bit of time with my son, who's not very well at the moment, and then just bam, fucking crashed out. So I woke up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go back to sleep. So I might as well jump on, see if this time is favorable for people, experiment a little bit. And so here I am. So I'm going to do I've done half an hour already, but we'll see. I'm probably gonna stay for the full hour, and then I'm gonna get back into doing a little bit of gaming because I've been playing. I've been replaying Claire Obscure, and no, we need hours of wobbling. Now I have something to listen back while gaming. I don't see why anyone would want to listen to that horrible shit. It was not a fun experience, not at all. I would have enjoyed it a lot more, yeah, if I felt like there was a conclusion to it. There never will be with him. There never will be. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I know he's here right now. Um, and I don't mean this in a derogatory sense, but the points that I'm making never get addressed. What is your favorite Pokemon game? Pokemon Yellow, the original. The one where the very first old school one, you know, when you had red and blue and then you had yellow and you had Pikachu like following you around. I don't really play Pokemon games. I didn't really play Pokemon games after that. I got tired of that shit when I was like 13. Was it bad? I missed it. No, it wasn't really that bad. It was just me, Giuliano, and I going back and forth about the betting, gambling inconsistencies and stuff. Just it was more about that. I left feeling enriched. Sometimes unspoken truths are the truest. Yeah, it was a painful experience. I have Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy Color. I mean, I've got it on an emulator. I didn't keep a lot of my old Game Boy Advance games. I should have done because they're worth like a pretty penny now. I wouldn't mind getting me a copy of an original copy of it. It'll probably cost me like a grand or something. But that was certainly a game that I enjoyed in my childhood, for sure. But yeah, I'm back on the game in a little bit now. I'm gonna hit up Claire Obscure, which is a really, really good game. If you guys haven't played it, it got Game of the Year this year. Sensational. Yeah, you missed. I'm glad you missed it. It was painful. It was painful. You were there for the start of it, which was all well and good, but it just kind of it was a fine conversation. It just got a little bit repetitive. What I really did enjoy though is obviously I keep forgetting the guy's name. We had another guy on the panel, and he was very much on Giuliano's side. And then nothing that I really said really made much of a difference. But then Giuliano started saying stuff, and you could gradually see his boy was like, "Hang on a second, you're being fucking inconsistent here." And then it just kind of went off from there. Nah, he has some bad moments, but he's honestly one of the most considerate people I've ever met. The older I get, the more I realize he was trying to help me. Very wise, wise man. Love that. And that's the sentiment you've got to stick to, mate. Honestly, it's time that you can't get back. I literally had like an argument with my dad 2 or 3 months before. I mean, he was always a bit of a cunt in my childhood. You know, he was an alcoholic. He was he was a bit of a like he used to beat the shit out of my mum as well. So he was a bit of a cunt. But I tried to have a relationship with him when I was older. And then funnily enough, we got into an argument about weed. And then he went to Poland and I didn't speak to him for like 3, 4, 5 weeks, something like that. And then he tried to call me. And I was still mad at him and said, "Oh, I don't want to talk to him." And he died like 2 days later. I can't get into turn-based games. And greetings to you, Father Frankmas. The thing is, musical, yeah, it's not just a turn-based game. It kind of blends turn-based and live action, which is what I used to be a big fan of turn-based games, but then they got kind of boring to me. But this is the perfect blend of like really good storytelling, really good music. Um, and it's not just turn-based, it's kind of blended with live action. So while you're doing the turn-based stuff, you have to do things like dodge and parry and then set your party up and stuff like that. So it's really, I would honestly strongly recommend you give it a go because I've been balls deep into it and I like the game enough to play it twice, and I don't usually do that. It's a bloody good time. It's a marvelous time. Kyle, that was it. It was Kyle. Yeah, you could see Kyle like slowly turning on him. He went to Poland, then France. No, he died in Poland. He died in Poland with his nuts up in some bitch. So at least he went out the right way. But she probably killed him to be fair, but um yeah, Kyle was the guy. He seemed like a really good dude to be fair. Seemed like a good dude. But I could see the wheels were turning in his head. He was supporting Gio at the very beginning. And then the more Gio was just talking, he was like, hang on a second, what the fuck? Like I don't think Gio is necessarily wrong in this situation. It's just the way he articulates himself sometimes. You just have to sit back and just let him dig his own grave. Um My dad was an alcoholic when I was younger, but from what I remember, he never laid a finger on me. He stopped being an alcoholic, and even when he wasn't, besides when he was a drunk, he was very nice. So yeah, Shama, with me, my dad stopped drinking when I became like into my late teens. So he went like 10 years without drinking. And then he had a really bad relationship with his dad because his dad used to whoop his ass as well. Um, and then his dad died and he just fell off the wagon and was dead with him. So he died from alcohol related stuff, but he happened to be smashing. Oh, you were making an Austrian painter joke. Oh, of course you were. I should have connected the dots. How you doing, Mr. 509? Mr. 509, it's been a while. Oh boy, what did you do to Gio this time? Nothing that's gonna last. Nothing that's gonna stick. I will be saying, yeah, he's been messaging me nonstop since that stream, trying to justify himself and just making things so much more worse. I don't really have much of a relationship with my dad. He left when I was 7, and I never really got much of a chance to attach to him emotionally. So we don't talk now, maybe 2, 3 times a year. Again, um, I can only like push that sentiment further. Like, if you're gonna have a bad relationship with your parents, the best thing to do is to make sure that they're the ones responsible for it. Do everything on your side to reconcile the relationship, because chances are you're gonna live a lot longer than they are, and you're the one who's gonna have to live with the regret for longer. So that's the one piece of regret I would say that I have. Um, do everything on your side, regardless of what the situation is like. Try to do your bit to mend the bridges, and if they don't get mended, you don't have any regrets or anything. He's not a bad guy or anything. How you doing, Cheddar? Cheddar was one of the ones who was here for 3-4 hours of frustrating nonsense yesterday. So shout out to the fat round legend Cheddarhead. He's as tall as he is wide. He's a fucking legend. Shout out to you, bro. I don't know how you stuck it out for as long as you did. Maximum respect to you. And I could see that you were getting pissed off. And he was still talking about this afterwards. He was like, "No, man, Cheddar just trolling. He's never lost money." And I'm like, "Nah, man, Cheddar's not really. Cheddar likes to banter a little bit, but outright lying about losing money is a different matter altogether. You need to get that money." And then he reiterated his stance on, "I will pay back anyone who my parlay system fails on," which is, call it what it is. It's a parlay system. I've been a bit out of the loop lately. Is Gio still beefing with Moss from MMA holes? Apparently, they patched it up. The Gio redemption arc is in full effect. We were joking about that with him yesterday as well. Like, Brutally was giving him a good fucking ribbon about that as well. Yeah, with him, man, I don't know, man. I'll always have love in my heart for that guy, but he does piss me off a lot because he cannot answer a question straight. He's incapable. You'll ask him a question and then he'll go, "Well, bro," and I was like, and he'll just go off on some mad one, and you're there going, "How did like you?" He sucks you into it. Like 20 minutes later, you're like, "Hang on a second, what question did I even ask?" And it just goes mad. But I'm glad that they squashed it though. At the end of the day, I've got a lot of time for him. I do think he's a good guy at heart. He's just a waffler. He's a waffler and he's very hard to keep on. But the thing is, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, because when he goes off on a mad one, he says stuff that's very entertaining that you can pick up on, and it keeps the conversation going. But if you're looking for like a succinct, closed end to any kind of argument, it never happens. You will never have a conclusive argument with that guy. Um, he quit when I was pretty young, to be honest. I don't know when he stopped being an alcoholic. I didn't even realize he was 1 or 2 years later. To be honest, I got lucky. Great dad. Sounds like a definitely repairable situation, to be honest. And I would do whatever you can to like kind of maintain that relationship and keep it positive, because you never know how much time you have. Even if it's just yeah, let's meet up and have dinner sometime, or let's, try and keep something going to that extent, I guess. That's the best advice I can give, because the only regrets you can't take back are obviously when people pass away, and that should be the way that we live our lives, is to always try to have the best relationships we can. And sometimes relationships are going to fall down whatever we do, but never let it be on your side. For me, I always exhaust the most out of things. Like, I always try to be as patient as I can, and then whatever happens, you know 4 a.m. stream. You damn right, dog. 4 a.m. I've already had my sleep, so I had to sleep when I got back. So when I got back from work, so now I'm just riding out the night. I'm gonna hang around here for a little bit and then head off to work. That sounds like women behavior, respectfully. Which aspect of it? I was waffling there. Sorry for waffling. I got a great relationship with my dad. Just recently, I've been arguing with him. Thank you for reminding, bro. It's sometimes it's there's nothing wrong with that. Arguments are gonna happen. What you've got to do is not hold on to grudges. And I'm pretty sure you sound like the kind of person who wouldn't do that anyway. So be the one to reach out, extend an olive branch, just say, look, this is silly. Let's go and have dinner. Let's go and hang out, whatever. Because that's one thing in my life that I can never take back. And it's like I said, it's not like it was one-sided, but you don't tend to think about that when there's regret involved. You always tend to think about your side more than anything else. So that's certainly something that I wish I could take back. And shout out to Autist for bringing that question up, because I don't know why I whimpered like that. How's Frankie doing, mate? Cheddar, I'm still reading from yesterday's nonsense, but Bible commands us to honor our father and mother, not like them or be best friends. Yeah, honoring them. And the thing is, yeah, it's like I kind of envy people because I had a really, really close relationship with my mother and I still do. But I envy people who have got like a kind of a bro relationship with their dad because I never really had that. He always preferred my brother, you know, because my brother was a little bit more like a man's man kind of thing. Now your boy is based, and obviously my dad didn't realize that until it was too late. When your boy was out there dick slinging, and he realized, hang on a second, my son's got game. But our personalities didn't really mesh that well. But yeah, Cheddarhead, I'm good, man. I'm good. Still, like I said, yesterday wasn't the best. I enjoyed the stream. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have allowed it to have continued as long as it did if I didn't enjoy it. But yeah, yeah, man, it was a tough one to get through. Hi, Frankie. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing, Unc? What's good, man? Sometimes parents don't earn the right to be honored. My mum made up sexual assault allegations, so me and my brother wouldn't want to spend time with our dad. That's a very common thing that happens, to be honest. Like the one thing I've always said about my parents' relationships is my mom never really did much to like. My dad did some horrible shit in their relationship, but she always let us see him. She never talked shit about him, and she had every right to. I think when bitterness gets involved in those kind of situations, it's rough, you know. But I will say this, Autist, I don't know the full extent of the story, but there's always two sides to it. Even when there's like assault, and this ties us in obviously to today's theme on Ilia Topuria. As Bill Burr once famously said, arse beatings more often than not don't just fall down from the sky. Sometimes women be doing that reckless shit, that reckless talk, that being horrible, annoying cunts. And I'm not saying that justifies giving them a slap like the great man Sean Connery once said. But there's always two sides to a story. There could be abuse involved on both sides. There could be early abuse, childhood abuse. There could be alcoholism involved, drug abuse involved. There's loads of like it gets complicated. Things are not always as simple as one person was evil, the other person was good. It's very rarely that way, but it does happen that way. How you doing, Acid Face? What's good, man? It's quite the interesting PFP you got there. So how you doing? Shout out to you once again, guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting a like on the stream, it would certainly show a little bit of appreciation for me pulling up in the middle of the night. But shout out to you. It's 9:09 p.m. here, so you're winding down for the evening. Pretty good, man. Like I said, this is a little bit of a like experiment, a time experiment, because you know I've got two. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I've got 2 weeks of like holiday coming up, and I want to try and like you know stream at different times, go on in the afternoon, go on in the morning, and see what kind of works. Because the channel has kind of slowed down a little bit. We've got a really great community, but in terms of like my aim was to get to 2K by the end of the year. That's obviously not going to happen now. But we certainly I want to that's the number I'm trying to hit. And at the moment it looks like we're years off that. So need to experiment a little bit and see what brings more of an audience in. Yeah, so I mean, it shows that even in the middle of the night for me, people are still pulling up to some extent. So that's a good thing. But yes, I think the sentiment for today is obviously with this all this Ilia Topuria news and whatnot, and just another reminder that we should live life to the fullest and just not beat up our wives. That'd be a good start. Not that I think that he's doing that necessarily, but also to look at the personal relationships we've got in our lives. How does Giuliano have 152,000 and you have less than 2,000? Um, we know, we know. I don't really want to go. I don't really want to go too far into that. I personally think I have 1,000 too many, but I think he should have 150,000 less than he does. There's definitely something suspicious going on there. I'll put it that way. Because the fact that his channel continues to grow at such an amazing rate, but the analytics don't, is interesting. Yeah, I have learned recently that people aren't all good and aren't all bad. Ultimately, yeah, people make mistakes 100%. Some mistakes they can't come back from. Some people are defined by their mistakes, but it's never as clear cut as good and evil. Very rarely. Bought subs, I mean, that would be, again, I don't know the full story of it. I don't fully understand YouTube, but given how his channel is, with the likes, with the ratio, with the, do you know what I mean? With the interactions in his comments, with the amount of people he has on his live stream, it would suggest that the thing is though, he does have enough legit subs in terms of, you know, he probably has, in my opinion, he probably has a couple of thousand like legitimate subscribers by the looks of his channel interactions. He definitely doesn't have 164,000 legit subs. He doesn't. There's no way. And we still haven't seen this YouTube plaque, by the way. Because if he had that, he would definitely be fucking showing it off. Engagement to subs ratio is low key ridiculous. It's not even just ridiculous yet. It's literally unheard of. And again, I feel like I'm dunking on the guy all the time. He does piss me off sometimes. But like I said, I feel bad because it seems like I don't like him. I do. I very much like him. I just have to call him out for his bullshit sometimes. But yeah, the engagement to subs ratio is not just ridiculous. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented. It's nonsensical. Inflating numbers is such a Giuliano move. The thing is, though, it ultimately hurts your channel because the thing is, in the long run, whether it happens today or happens tomorrow, if he's doing that shit, sooner or later his channel is going to get nuked, and there's going to be no coming back from that. And a lot of his life is centered on his YouTube stuff. So if I was him, I would tone it down a little bit. You know, if he's bot subbing, which he probably is, he needs to make a call or something and say, "Yo, can you not stop doing that? Like, just enough's 152,000 is suspicious enough." And bros, I'll even tell you this here. When I first started my YouTube channel, I asked everyone I knew to sub to me. Yeah, so like friends of mine, colleagues, shit like that. But they're not watching, so it hurts your channel because what people don't understand about the algorithm is you need not just subscribers, but you need those subscribers to be active for it to get out to more people. Because if your subscribers aren't watching your shit, your channel doesn't go anywhere. So you're best off to keep everything as legitimately organic as possible. You want people that are actually going to tune in and watch you because it's all a proportions game. I have no idea who you're talking about. Best to keep it that way. Frankie, listen. Shoot, Cheddarhead, say what you're going to say, bro. I mean, I don't think I'm being unkind here. 151,000 Albanians. Yeah, his channel analytics make no sense. But to be honest, the way that he reacts to it, I'm not sure if he's aware of what's going on, or if he's the one doing it. But by the looks of it, someone's doing it. Someone is, because that channel does not make any sense on any kind of, if you know anything even minor about YouTube, it doesn't make sense. But as I've said, each to their own. He's got like a good actual real subscriber base where he has a couple thousand that definitely interact, which is good on YouTube. That's hard to achieve. But judging on what his videos are, the virality of them or lack thereof, there's no way he should be having 160,000 subs or whatever it is. But I can't say that with any 100% certainty. It's just everything about it is suspicious. There's no other way of looking at it. My close sister YouTuber friend on here is It's Simply A Less. What's that? It's Simply A Less. Maybe you're trolling me right now. I don't think I've heard of that person. Hang on. It's Simply A Less. Oh, right, okay. Oh, it's a chick. Oh, you're trolling, definitely. Who the fuck is this? I feel like I've heard of this person. And my second is bad MMA math. Frankie, do you have Instagrams? I do have Instagram, but I don't really use it. I'm more of a Twitter user, to be honest. But Cheddar, if you use Twitter, hit me up on there. My I should have done this a long time ago. My Twitter handle and my Instagram handle are the same, but I do not use Instagram at all. I do occasionally pop on and off on Twitter though. Someone is clearly framing him like a cement framer. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. Yeah, they're trying to ruin him 100%. They're trying to frame him by bot boosting his channel so it gets destroyed. That seems likely. I don't know, man. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in all situations, but to say it's not highly suspicious would be wrong. I assume it's so much earlier than it is because I only get Frankie's stream notifications at like 4 a.m. Yeah, it's literally like 4 o'clock in the morning now. 4 a.m. And like I said, man, I'm gonna, as soon as I come off here, which isn't gonna be too long from now, like I said, I was planning on doing about an hour. I'm gonna make myself a nice pot of British tea. I'm gonna throw on a video game, and I'm gonna chill until the morning, and then I'm gonna fuck off to work. See, I wasn't trolling. She Canadian. I'm an American. What kind of content does she do? I would recommend that everybody has a go at this YouTube stuff. 164K is far beyond the benefit of the doubt. Lane, to be honest, I've got to agree with you. Really, if his channel, I would say if his channel was real, he should be sitting at anything between like, and I'm being honest here, anything between like 4K and 10K is legit, I would say. He definitely doesn't have more than 10K legit subs. Yorkshire tea is decent. That's the most British thing I've ever heard in a long time, while sticking my little finger up in the air while I'm sipping. I really do that. How do straight guys tell if someone in their friendship someone is secretly a $3 bill? I'll be honest, man. It's getting harder and harder to find out if somebody is gay or not. Because there's it's not like in the past year where gay people had to be overtly like fruity to get attention. It's not like that anymore. There are all types of gays out there. Many, many. I'm gonna go to bed though. It's almost 1:30. Good night, everyone. Thanks for stopping by, Tiff. I appreciate it as always. Toodle pip, Tiff. Exactly. That's why I couldn't have said it in a more British way myself. Toodle pip. It seems to me like everyone's leaning on the side of having no idea in the Ilia Topuria accusation thing, which is definitely the right way to go about it. But very few people are blaming Ilia Topuria, so fair play. Fair play. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get myself a nice pot of tea and a pot. I do have a pot. I fuck with pots. Most psychology things, personality types. Yeah. So yeah, autist. It's a difficult one to tell, man. What the fuck is Toodle Pip? Toodle Pip is basically saying goodbye. Like Toodle Pip. Ilya is being framed. I mean, he seems very confident in laying out his evidence and whatnot. So saying he's got evidence. So I don't think he'd be saying it that confidently if he was about to go. And either way, he's not going to jail. That is not going to be a possibility unless he's beat the absolute shit out of her, which it sounds like he hasn't. It's more than likely that it's going to come down to how much money he has to give this bitch and how often he sees his kids. So, okay, I'll keep doing my field research and figure it out. Yeah, it's difficult, man. The thing is though, Autist, as fucked up as that is, like being gay in the past year was a big problem because it was almost like you'd either have to find the overtly like, the fruity ones that are just annoying to be around because everything about their personality has to say, I'm gay. But now you've got your apps, you know, you've got your bars. It's all out in the open now, pretty much. So you can do your thing, sir, and just enjoy being who you are. Do you like Americans, Canadians, Australians, Kiwis, Irish, British, Scottish, Wales? Which people do you like best? I don't really do the groups of people thing. I take individuals on their own basis. But I will say this though, yeah. The most fun people that I've ever worked with have been South Africans. South African men are funny as fuck, man. They are premium dick slingers and they always have a good bri going on. So shout out to them. Proceeds to sound like a wee little lad, yeah. Like Toodle Pip. It's very nobody really says that now. But it's funny still. How you doing, Jock? What's good, man? Yeah, do you know what? I was just explaining to the boys. I went to sleep like really early after I got home from work. I was shattered. So I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was like, fuck it. Do you know what? I might as well jump on, see if like the time frame and stuff works out, see how it does, you know, see if people turn up. So it's a little bit of an experiment. I remember when people immediately pretended Connor's liable verdict was a guilty verdict. Let's see if anyone makes the same jump to conclusions with this person. Ilia is 100% not doing jail time. I can tell you that with confidence. All it really comes down to is how much money is he going to give the bitch and how much access is he going to have to his kids. That's really what it's going to come down to. There's gonna 100% be no jail time. It never really happens in these domestic cases. What the fuck, Frank? You're not usually live at this time. Yeah, man. I was just explaining that it was purely my sleep pattern's been all over the place the last couple days because, like I said, my son was sick in the middle of the night, and I was up really, really late, so that's fucked up my whole thing. You kind of look like Charlie Kirk. Ouch. Ouch. But how you doing, Sunset Bunny? Nice to see you here. Hope you're having a good day. Ilia's wife should have circled to the right to avoid the power side, utilize her jab, and keep Ilia at the end of her punches, taking advantage of her height and reach disadvantage. Them Miami bimbos are famous for this. This is what I'm saying. And you could see with the Nelk Boys thing that definitely would have touched a nerve with him 100%. That more than struck a nerve. More than struck a nerve. But thank you, Sunset Bunny. I'm not sure how to take that. I'll pray for your son to feel better. Yeah, he took the day off school today, and he's going to be off tomorrow as well. The school's been giving me shit about him taking time off sick, but they can suck my ballsack. I decide when my son stays at home. You ain't threatening me, son. Connor was tried in a civil court as well. There was never a threat of jail time either, but Thomas and the other betas claim it was a guilty verdict, which is only claimable in criminal court. Yeah, and I still maintain that bitch was after exactly what she wanted. She got exactly what she wanted out of that situation. Ilia's wife should have stood her base and parried the jab. Do you know what? Yeah, it's weird though. Yeah, she seems a lot less hot now. Does anybody else feeling that way? Not all women from Miami are whores. Like all women from Vegas ain't prostitutes. Yeah, it's just like 90%. Do you know what I mean? Don't be crazy, guys. Don't be unfair here. It's only like 90, 95%. It can't be all of them. You know? Let's not be unfair here. You know? I love when British people talk about politics. It's like drinking tea thinking you're not going to like it, but it's really good. We talk about politics a little bit on here sometimes, but I wouldn't say it's like an area of expertise that I have because I don't care. Hello, I'm from New Zealand. How you doing, XR Genesis? New Zealand is one place that I haven't visited yet that I really, really want to. It's the only part of the world really that I haven't been to. I've been all over the shop, but I've never been to Australia and I've never been to New Zealand. But New Zealand people are, I've worked with some New Zealanders, generally nice people, based as well. There's not that much difference. This is going to sound racist between like South African, New Zealand, and Australian men. They all love a good beer. They all love a good barbecue, and they all love to get down with the ladies. So shout out to you from New Zealand, sir. It's better for him to stay at home when he's sick. 100%, man. Especially as well, yeah, where he's got fucked up in school and had like, mud on him and shit. And they haven't noticed it until the end of the day. I'm not leaving a sick child of you, you fucking fuck. She did drugs which with him, left a tampon in during the deed, then claimed someone else did something nasty. How ladylike. Wow. Do not generalize. It's only 99.9% of them. Exactly. Exactly. If you are new here, though, do subscribe. We're trying to get the channel moving in the right direction. And frankly, it hasn't been lately. I've never been to Texas either. I've been to America, but I've never been to Texas. Turkmenistan is very nice. I heard that they're the North Koreans of the Middle East. Ouch, cheddar. Are you in Turkmenistan now? Sunset Bunny, you're in Turkmenistan now. I've heard your leader's on a little bit of a mad one, but who isn't? Who isn't? What leader is squeaky clean? None of them, I dare say. I went to school with the shooter in that church in MI. Wow. This happens way too often in America, I've got to be honest. Come to Colorado. I've heard Colorado's really nice. Really nice. It's on the list. Like I said, I've said this multiple times. I've been to all the bait places in America. I need to go to real America. Frankie, can you please save me? No, no. Jerk off your own dick, you weirdo. Can't believe I just said that out loud. That was a regret. A beautiful weather I hear, with no freedom whatsoever. God damn, Cheddarhead, you certainly know how to go in. Anyway, boys, I've done a little hours experiment. I think I'm gonna head off now. But I will be back. I'll probably be back tomorrow evening at some point, usual time. So we can get into things. Yes, thanks to my beloved leader, Turkmen Bashi, his mercy lets us use VPN. That's good of him. At least he's let the old VPN go. Yeah, we're gonna have 90. Wow. Check out yeah, you've been saying about Montana for a while. Dougie is live. Let's head over to Dougie. I mean, I know we don't have as many here as we usually do, but I'm sure Dougie would appreciate the boys pulling up. I'm gonna throw Dougie's there we go. Guys, have a wonderful rest of the day. I'm gonna I'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, this is just a little experiment. Thank you very much, Unc. I appreciate it. Blumpkin, fuck off, mate. And like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. It's been a fun little experiment as always. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Oh, you nasty. See you later, boys. In a bit. Head over to Dougie's corner.